One with the right, knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. One time, knock him out. Two times, knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night.
The glass box was created when I allowed a 16-year-old to plan my life. I lay in the bed, staring at the ceiling in my parents' house, wondering how I was going to navigate this world. That's when I took all of the information that I got from my parents, from teachers, from guidance counselors, and TV, and put together a plan for my life. That was when the blueprint was sketched, according to society's standard of success. Go to school, get a high-powered job so you can make a lot of money and buy a lot of stuff. I was fast approaching graduation for high school, and there was nothing I wanted more than to be successful, which to me meant having a lot of money, spending time with my friends, and maybe helping some people along the way. The glass box, however, that I had constructed had restrictions, and its limitations were acceptable to the point of invisibility. As I stood and moved along in life, I realized this was not what I wanted. As the time passed and moved on, I realized this isn't what I want. This isn't who I am meant to be. My first glimpse of the glass box occurred about 6 years after I had started working. It was at that point I had my undergrad in finance and international business. I had my MBA in finance and communications and media management, so that 5 times fast. And I worked for a major entertainment company in the city. I worked hard and efficiently. I did everything I could think of to be a model employee. I came in early, I left late. I decided that my standard of success had changed a little bit. I wanted more time with friends, more time with family. When you work from 7 a.m. to 4 a.m. most nights, your work friends are your only friends. So, here I stood with my nose pressed firmly against the inside of the glass box, and I was completely and utterly unaware of its existence. Fast forward to 5 years later. I received the next promotion, the next raise, the next opportunity, and I was still unhappy. See, in the glass box, you can see the next opportunity, you can see what it is that you wanted in your life, but you just can't reach it. So as I had this new opportunity, it wasn't what I needed. It wasn't what I wanted. I found myself wanting more time, wanting to be with my family, wanting to be with my friends, and I couldn't because I was trapped into what society had told me I needed to be. When I realized the existence of the glass box, more than myself, it was a revelation of the Spirit. That small, still voice that says, you were made for more than this. You were not put here to do this. And that's when I realized the glass box needed to be broken. The decision to break the glass box is both simple and complex. The simple part is saying, no more. I will not be controlled by what society tells me I can and cannot do. The conditioning of the glass box on your mind, however, that's much more complex to unravel. The shards left over from the breaking of the box, the shards of insecurity, fear, self-doubt, and most notably pride, will try to deter you in an attempt to reclaim its authority in the process of unraveling. Don't let that happen. Now, there are a couple of different ways in which you can break and stay out of the glass box. The first being, follow your calling. A lot of people will tell you, follow your passion. Don't follow the money, which you should not do. The money will come. Follow your hobbies. I had none of those. I was too busy working. But it's that small, still voice that tells you that this is what you should be doing, no matter how often you ignore it. It's that thing that draws you. When I decided to start my nonprofit, my son was 6 months old. I didn't have time for this. There was a gentleman that I saw that I passed every day going back and forth to work, trying not to make eye contact because you don't want him to come over. And he sat on the floor with his sandwich, breaking off pieces of bread to the audience of pigeons in front of him. And at that point, I became aware this man, in the little bit that he has, is sharing with those that don't, and you won't even make eye contact with him. That was the pull from the calling. When you do your calling and follow it, you need to do it with persistence and endurance, because everything around you will tell you no. Imagine my parents' surprise and excitement when I decided I was going to tell them I'm leaving my six-figure job to follow my calling and do it with the amazing salary of $0. When you are walking on water and doing the impossible, don't look at the waves. They're only there to distract you. You need to speak life and positivity into your calling and into yourself. Words have creative power. You have what you say, and those that speak it will eat of its fruit. You need to say what you want to see, not what you do see, because that is what's going to be the difference between you being able to move forward. The second is standing in faith. It's very closely tied to following your calling and speaking life into the words, because faith is the substance of things hoped for, but not yet seen. You have to have that hope. You have to have that anchor. You can't walk on the water if you don't have the anchor to keep you steady and keep you from swaying left and right and going on whatever tangent the rest of the world thinks you should be. It is the only way to combat fear and self-doubt, because they are coming, and they're coming hard, and they're unrelenting, and if you allow it, you will fall victim. Get outside counsel. In the abundance of counsel, there is wisdom. Go to other people that you know that are doing it, people that have moved forward and they're moving in their calling. Maybe it might not be the exact same thing, but so that you can have that sense of community. so you don't feel alone, because it is easy to feel alone as if you're the only one going through these issues and somehow you're not good enough to do this. And obviously, this is not my calling. It is. Set goals and do the research. The research and doing the goals and putting the goals together, it gives you a timeline. It gives you an ability to know that this thing that you're doing is real. So as you move into doing that, and you know that this is what you're doing that's real, it gives you the confidence to get to the next thing and to the next thing. And then the next thing you know, you're doing it. Do the research, because there were points where I thought I knew a good amount about nonprofits and how they worked, but I didn't. And by doing research on things that I thought I already knew, it allowed me to open up doors that I didn't even realize that I had available to me, and ways to expand my nonprofit in ways I had never dreamed. So in closing, I say, follow your calling, stand in faith, get counsel, set goals. All of those things are what's going to keep you out of the glass box and allow you to reach the potential and the purpose in which you were put here for. Thank you.
With the left, with the right, knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. One time, knock him out. Two times, knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night.